Good morning, everyone. It is your girl, Miss Ferrera. I hope you guys are having a lovely Monday. Today is March 30th, 2020. We have been doing this. This is now going on our third week. Wow. Third week of remote learning. I hope you guys are amazing. Please subscribe, like. If I knew how to do any of the YouTube things, subscribe, like, and comment on any of my videos to let me know how I'm doing and how I could better help you, my cat, too. Amazing students. So let's get to it. So just a couple of reminders and announcements. I am looking for mini QPA assignments. So if you guys all log onto Google Classroom and go on to mini QPA number 1, quarter 3, unit 1, mini QPA number 1, as a Facebook profile page. I'm expecting you to do the Facebook page, and also there are some reflection questions. Everything's already shared to you. Please let me know if you have any questions. 2, I know I've been doing YouTube lives. I am going to switch to Google Hangouts. I will put all of that information on Google Classroom. It will all be there tomorrow. You will just click the link and then you'll just be in the session with me. I think that'll be a little bit better, more face-to-face time versus just being on YouTube live. It's a little it's difficult, but we're gonna get through it, right? And then, yeah, we will be continuing this week talking about our second mini QPA, which is the Socratic seminar, which we got into last week on Friday. So keep that in mind that we have done mini QPA 1. We are now moving on to mini QPA number 2. So for today, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. So today, you guys are going to have a stronger understanding of the excerpt, A Room of One's Own, Boys and Girls, by answering some comprehension questions. So I know that we are stuck on these 2 short stories, but they're amazing short stories, ladies and gentlemen. And I want you guys to get a little bit deeper, right? Try to figure out what's the true meaning of these 2 short stories in regards to gender, right? So we're going to dig a little bit deeper into it. So your do not question is, how do you think gender roles can affect an individual? So think about yourself if you need to, or think about anything, another person, right? How does it affect gender roles, gender stereotypes? How does it affect someone mentally, socially? Considering we are social distancing right now, but think about that socially. And then physically, how can gender roles affect one of us, all of us, right? In those 3 aspects. Let me know. Write it down. And then, so in preparation for the Socratic seminar, I want you guys, like I said, to dig a little bit deeper into these short stories. So you're going to answer the open-ended, thought-provoking questions based on the 2 short stories that will help guide your thoughts for the Socratic seminar that we will be doing on Thursday this week. If possible, please use evidence from the text. So let's just talk about the 2 short stories. So one, we have, I can't see, I'm so sorry. The first short story is A Room of One's Own from Virginia Woolf, published in 1929, right? So this is what everyone should have on Google Classroom. If you also have it printed out, this is what we've been focusing on before this coronavirus break, right? The second short story, Boys and Girls. Again, shout out to Miss Tino. She's literally a lifesaver. It looks like this, right? So if you want to talk about it, so this one is a little bit, so let's read the first page. Be that as it may, I could not help thinking as I looked at the works of Shakespeare on the shelf that Bishop was right, at least in this. It would have been impossible, completely and entirely, for any woman to have written the plays of Shakespeare in the age of Shakespeare. Let me imagine, since vexed so hard to come by, what would have happened if Shakespeare had a wonderfully gifted sister called Judith. Let us say Shakespeare himself went, very probably his mother was an heiress, to the grammar school where he may have learned Ovid, Virgil, and Horace and the elements of grammar logic. He was, it was well known, a wild boy who poached rabbits, perhaps shot a deer, and had rather sooner than he should have done to marry a woman in the neighborhood who bore him a child rather quicker than was right. So the way Totino has it set up is she has questions on the side to help you, right? So why do you think Woolf states that it would have been impossible for a woman to have written plays like Shakespeare during the 1500s? So this question's a little bit, if you know a little bit of women's rights back in the day, you could assume. So this is like an inference. So why do you think, right? Then some vocabulary words that she has highlighted. And then what role was in men during the 1500s? This also, if you're thinking about what you already know, this is a great way to input your beautiful, wonderful knowledge. But if need be, you could also research it, right? What did men do during the 1500s? So this is a room of one's own. Alice Munro's Boys and Girls. So let's read the first page as well. My father was a fox farmer. That is, he raised silver foxes in pens, and in the fall and early winter, when the fur was prime, he killed them and skinned them and sold their pelts to the Hudson Bay Company or Montreal fur traders. These companies supplied us with heroic calendars to hang, one on each side of the kitchen door, against the background of cold blue sky and black pine forests and treacherous northern rivers. Plumbed adventurers planted the flags of England and or of France. Magnificent savages bent their backs to the portage, the carrying of a boat or its cargo between two navigable waters. For several weeks before Christmas, my father worked after supper in the cellar of our house. The cellar was whitewashed and lit by 100-watt bulb over the work table. My brother Lard and I sat on the top step and watched. My father removed the pelt inside out from the body of the fox, which looked surprisingly small, mean, and rat-like, deprived of its arrogant weight of fur. The naked, slippery bodies were collected in a sack and buried in the dump. So, you would like to, this is all Google Classroom. You are going to read the 2 short stories. This one is a little bit longer, ladies and gentlemen, but I promise you it's going to be worth it. So, the 2 questions that, ladies and gentlemen, we are focusing on, I'm so sorry you can't see. So the first one is for a room of one's own. Woolf says of women that anonymity runs in their blood. What does this mean? To what extent do you think this would hold true in today's world? Refer to the text and offer your own analysis. So 1, this is asking you to tell me what do you think she meant when she said that in the text, right? And then 2, think about our world today with women's rights and the way women are being treated, and think about the pay gap, whatever you'd like to be. Think about, would this hold true today in today's world, right? And then the second one is, although the narrator seems to be gaining some kind of understanding of a new role by the end of the story, how would you describe the change that occurs in her? Does she seem confident in a new position? Has she lost or gained identity by the end of the story? So in order for you to answer that, you need to read the story from the top all the way to the bottom, right? So those are the 2 questions I want you guys to focus on. I really want you to think about what these authors are trying to say about gender, okay? And once you finish that, we are still working on our mini QPA packet number 2, which is the Socratic seminar. So we will be participating in a Socratic seminar on Thursday via Google Hangouts. And in order to participate, right, you need to answer these questions. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 questions that can help you with your own thoughts. Then you are going to write 2 to 3 open-ended, higher-level questions that you might ask in the Socratic seminar, right? And then after we have the Socratic seminar, you will be answering these questions to reflect on the whole process. So this is what today looks like. And you want to make sure you are doing this so that you are prepared. I know that this is difficult, and I know that you guys can totally do it. And it's all on Google. You guys love computers in the first place, so let's do this, right? So please, if you have any questions, contact me, email me, Google Classroom me. My channels on YouTube are great, wonderful for you, a great resource for you to figure out what we're doing in the day. And I hope You guys have a great and wonderful Monday. Peace out.